Hello, I'm James Coe, and this is my informative presentation to give you details about the theme park, Carowinds. And before we begin, I ask that you please silence your cell phones and please hold all questions until the end of the presentation. Carowinds is a theme park that has rides, roller coasters, a water park, and they hold special events. Scott Rutherford, author of a series of books titled Images of America, has one book named Carowinds. In it, he says Carowinds has entertained children of all ages for over 40 years. And that Carowinds opened in 1973 after Pat Hall visited Disneyland. Pat wanted Disneyland to be similar to Carowinds and even included a replica of the monorail. Scott mentions Carowinds is a 400-acre theme park and it's located just south of Charlotte, and it's partially in North Carolina and South Carolina. Charlotte Biz Journals was quoted as saying last season over 2 million people visited Carowinds. I grew up going to Carowinds and have been lucky to have witnessed some of the changes that have occurred over my lifetime. I regularly attend Carowinds and probably go about 20 times each season. The three biggest attractions at Carowinds are the theme park, the water park, and the special events. First, I'm going to tell you about the theme park, then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the water park, and last we'll discuss some details about these special events. Now let me tell you a little bit more about Carowinds. The theme park is the main attraction. Carowinds' website says they have kid rides, family rides, and fair rides. Some of the kid rides are the Character Carousel. They also have a train ride named Snoopy's Junction and a small swing ride named Charlie Brown's Wind-Up. And they have what I like to call the gateway roller coaster, the Woodstock Express, which helps children get familiar with riding these types of rides. They also mentioned that they have family rides. They have bumper cars named the Dodgems. They also have a Carolina Sky Tower, which takes riders 100 feet in the air and gives them spectacular views of the park. They also have two interactive laser shooting rides, Boo Blaster on Boo Hill and Plants vs. Zombies. Last year, Carowinds' YouTube account announced the addition of 4 fair rides. LA Times and Park Fan discussed this European search for these rides, and during the YouTube presentation, Carowinds unveiled the Do-Si-Do, the Rock and Roller, the Zephyr, and the Electro Spin. These refurbished classic European rides were sure to spark nostalgia in anyone visiting the park. Carowinds' website also provided the details about the roller coasters, and I already mentioned the Woodstock Express, but they have another small roller coaster, the Gold Rusher, which is one of the original rides from when the park first opened. They also have 2 moderate roller coasters, the Carolina Cyclone, which reaches heights of 95 feet and takes riders on 4 inversions. And they have an 83-foot tall classic wooden coaster named the Hurler. The website mentions 2 extreme coasters, the Intimidator, where riders are taken 230 feet high and dropped at speeds over 80 miles per hour. We also have the Fury 325, the world's tallest, fastest giga coaster, where riders go 325 feet high and drop at speeds over 90 miles per hour. And according to a sign at the ride, this is as tall as the Statue of Liberty. Now, if that wasn't enough to keep you entertained, during the summer, Carowinds opens their Carolina Harbor Water Park. It allows you to escape the heat and take in additional slides and attraction. Described on their website, the wave pool named the Surf Club Harbor is a 27,000-foot wave pool with waves over 6 feet tall. And the lazy river named Coastal Currents is 1,000 feet long and allows tubers to float back and forth between North and South Carolina. Last season, they added Blackbeard's Revenge, a 6-story, 6-slide complex. And 2 years before that, Dorsal Fin Drop and Surfer's Swell, to allow visitors to beat the heat. To top all this off, Carowinds has 2 special events, Scarowinds and Winterfest. On the website, Scarowinds is said to have 6 themed areas: the Blood Yard, vampire themed; Fleet Street, which is Jack the Ripper themed; Mass Acres, which is themed of a graveyard; the Psycho Circus, with, you guessed it, clowns; and Scary Tales, where all your favorite fairy tales have gone wrong; and the Playground, where creepy little children roam around to scare you. It also mentions on the website 6 scary mazes: Dark Harvest, which is a corn maze; Depths of Darkness, where you roam around in the dark; Silver Scream Studio, a haunted film set; Slaughterhouse, where the meat department has taken over; Urgent Scare, a haunted hospital; and Zombie High, a high school full of zombies. And new this year, they announced Winterfest. Carowinds announced on their Twitter that they would have a Christmas tree over 70 feet tall, and just recently on their Periscope announced that this attraction would have over 5 million likes. On their website, there are details about specific attractions: Snowflake Lake, where you can ice skate; Or children can send a letter to Santa at the North Pole Post Office. Or you could visit your favorite cartoon and go to Charlie Brown's Christmas Tree Lot. Well, that about sums it up. First we learned about the rides and the roller coasters. Then we learned about the slides and attractions at the water park. The last thing we discussed were the special events, Scarowinds and Winterfest. In closing, I would like to remind you that Carowinds is located near Charlotte and has a variety of attractions for children of all ages. I've only scratched the surface to what they have to offer, and I only included what I consider to be the best, but I wanted to give you a good summary of what they have. I would like to thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time and allowing me to inform you about the attractions at Carowinds, and hopefully you found this interesting. And now that you know a little bit more about Carowinds, are you ready to take a 325-foot drop?